Hey, Buzz, look, you're flying. This isn't flying, this is falling. With style. How much do you really like Legos? When you aren't looking, do you believe your toys come to life? Make your imagination come to life. So why don't you go ahead and click on that link in the description and see what adventures Lego has in store for you and your imagination. Because honestly, you're never really too old for Lego.
You've got a friend in me.
Thanks for tuning in. This is optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Dark of the Moon Human Alliance Leadfoot with Sergeant Detour and Steeljaw. Now this version of Leadfoot is a Target-only exclusive. What makes it a Target-only exclusive is they actually have the Target logo, much like Leadfoot actually had in the Dark of the Moon movie, on the figure itself. In addition to that, you also have it on Sergeant Detour here. Now this figure is going to be released everywhere, but it's not going to have the Target logo on there. So it's not going to be as entirely accurate to the Dark of the Moon movie itself as this version is. As you can see, Human Alliance, you got a nice Autobot logo, you got 41. I love how they have a Lysol in Tums and then Cottonelle. So apparently, and then Energizer on there. That's some really interesting kind of stuff on there. And it says that Steeljaw loves the feel of the wind whipping across his sensors as Leadfoot screams around the track. The Cyberdog is ill-tempered, rickety, and occasionally emits noxious fumes or sparks bad enough to set his surroundings on fire. But Leadfoot doesn't mind. Even the humans Leadfoot works with have learned to appreciate having a mean robot dog with a powerful bite around. It's almost like that the bio is for Steeljaw, not Leadfoot. Then it says Leadfoot, strength of 6, speed of 9, intelligence of 4, which really kind of bums me out because the Wreckers were kind of like the engineers in the movie. So their intelligence should be higher. It's kind of stupid if you ask me. Spinning around here, and you see that Steeljaw converts to a missile launcher. The human ally can ride in his chest. And you have the track mode, and you have Steeljaw right there. And this is an officially licensed product. I don't know if you can see that, by NASCAR, GM, some racing company in NASCAR. And then, of course, you can watch the hub for Transformers Prime. Wonderful. Sergeant Detour right there. Spinning around here on the bottom. And you have... I always love the look that Sam has. That's just an ugly bumblebee, though. But there he is. So let's get him open and see how cool this Human Alliance figure actually is. Okay, guys, so here we have the Human Alliance Leadfoot figure opened up and out of its packaging. And first off, the one thing that you're obviously going to notice, that if you probably didn't notice in the package, he is just a regular NASCAR. This is how just the stock cars look. He's not weaponized, which I know a lot of people have actually expressed a dislike for. But you know what? Honestly, I don't mind this too much. I do kind of really like the way that this guy looks. It's a NASCAR, but, whatever. Now, starting things off, really, we're going to take a look at Steeljaw here. Now, Steeljaw is this robotic pit bull looking thing. I mean, and there's the joke, because it's the pit bulls, blah, 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 blah. He's not a bad looking figure. He's actually kind of cute. I do really kind of like him. He's very simplistic, and I really do wish that they were able to somehow incorporate him. I mean, you look at him, and he's obviously the engine block. And at BotCon, the actual Hasbro panel told us that they tried really hard to figure out a way to get this guy to fit inside here as the actual engine, but it wasn't really possible to do. But I am pretty impressed and happy that they included him nonetheless. Now, I mean, he's kind of got this open mouth. You can open him. He's got this little tongue, which really can't do too much except for go about that far, which, whatever. But, I mean, that's pretty cool looking. He has a little chain, which... Sure, okay. In his vehicle mode, or weapon mode, you just take this, you rotate this around, And then you do some weird positioning with his legs. It's like you set that up there or something. You set that up there and you bend that back. And this is his gun or something like that. Okay, whatever. And then you take his little missile, you plug it in there, and then you push his head. And pushing down the head, you know, pushes down this little trigger here. So you stick that in there, you push it down, and phew, he shoots a missile. We'll get into this a little bit later on, especially when it comes to the handle. It's kind of interesting how they included that, especially since you don't really have a fist or anything that he has to hold it. Now, as I said, Leadfoot itself, you know, obviously is not weaponized. But being the Target exclusive, I do love the fact that he's actually got the Target logo on here. That's a huge improvement over other versions, at least in my opinion. They got a lot of, you got the Impala Chevy logo. That's the Sprint Cup logo, I suppose. You got an Autobot logo. Tums, Cottonelle, Energizer, Lysol, disinfectant. And then obviously another little Target logo right there, number 42 at the top. I mean, I really do like the way this looks. My biggest problem, I guess, is this whole hollow bit. Why is that so there? It's kind of weird. But as I said, in general, I do like the way he looks. Now, like with all Human Alliance figures, he comes with a human! And you can take him out and look, he's a human! And he's basically the exact same human as Roadbuster's human! Except, obviously, he's got the Target logo, he's got some stripes here on the arm, Target logo here on the back. And it's kind of hard to see, but he's got sponsorships on the top part of his chest. I think this was Sergeant Detour or Recon? I don't remember his name. Maybe he's Detour. I don't remember their names, because whatever. I mean, they're the exact same figure, just painted differently. I mean, you can even look at the legs. When you look at the side here, this is where the white stripe was on this guy. So you can obviously see it. But he's got a nice silver mask. And of course, when you look in there, you can see he's got a little steering wheel and he's got 2 seats, which is kind of pointless because NASCARs don't have 2 seats. So they really could have just completely eliminated that. In terms of his size comparison, obviously, Roadbuster is going to be a much bigger and heftier looking figure because he's all weaponized. But for some reason, this guy just kind of feels a little cheap to me. The plastic feels a little bit thinner and not as durable and heavy duty as this plastic. I don't know. That might just be me. But as you can see, I mean, they are roughly the same exact size here. Roadbuster's a little bit bigger. But again, I don't know if you can actually see that because it doesn't really look like it's lined up. But trust me, it's lined up. And this guy actually sticks out. I mean, this is what I see. The camera doesn't show this because there's some kind of weird angle effect or something. But when it in reality, it sticks out about that far. So Roadbuster is a bigger figure. I don't know. Maybe you can kind of see it there. I mean, that's the difference right there. The tires are lined up. And you can see Roadbuster is just a little bit bigger. Okay, guys, now where I have a huge problem with this figure lies in the transformation for him and his actual robot mode. Well, more specifically, the official transformation and the official look of his robot mode. It really kind of sucks. And honestly, I'm not even going to bother showing you the official transformation because it's annoying and it's a pain in the butt. First, you come around here, open these doors, get those out of the way, and then you see that they're on these little slide joints. Go ahead and slide the little mesh piece down. Do that on the other side as well, and slide that down just like so. Come around here, separate these little bits, and then depending on what you want to do, you can then rotate the door down, which I usually do just to kind of get them out of the way. Fold these little bits inward on both sides and just kind of get the doors, loosen them up. Then come around here, loosen this little bit up as well. Do that on both sides. Again, just to kind of loosen everything up and get it all out of the way. There we go. Rotate these out. Just like so. Kind of separate these. Rotate that back. Rotate that up. And then this little front section, kind of rotate that down, keep these up, rotate these forward. Now, I'm probably doing this a whole lot different than what the instructions tell you to do. But like I said, the official transformation just looks really stupid, in my opinion. And then come around here to the back, kind of loosen this. just like so, and then the legs are going to flop down. Go ahead and rotate this section all the way around, and then position the legs, or what will become the legs, downward like this. Again, separate here. Then you can take this section, and this rotates. You can put this whichever way you want. I'll get to that in a minute. Rotate that all the way down. Take this section here. Here, spin this around so you can actually see what I'm doing. Fold the foot down. Rotate this little bit all the way around, and then this will actually kind of tab into place. Come around here to the back, and there's a little heel spur right up in here. Pull this all the way down until you hear a click. Sort of like that. Do that on this side. Fold down the foot. Rotate this around. Tab that in. Fold out the little heel until you hear a click. That's a little bit better of a click. Position these down, and then they're going to be kind of like this. Rotate these down. This is usually how I position these little side panels off to the side, like so. Come around here, push this little doodad out, and things are going to start getting a little cluster flunky with this whole thing. So you have it all kind of exploded like this. You want to try and, well, first get these little bits, fold these up just to kind of get them out of the way. Rotate this up. Now you're going to see a little hook right up inside here that's going to snap into that section. Fold that all the way in, and that'll lock into place. Fold this back. Untab that. Rotate this around. And this is where it's like this is stupid. I don't understand why this folds, because it's really kind of pointless to fold it down. Then you gotta kind of reach inside here, and here's his head. That little tab that I just pushed right there, that's gonna be his head. So push that, and then as you rotate this down, you'll be able to kind of grab this, pull it all the way out till that kind of locks into place. Then position these little bits up, kind of get these out of the way. You just kind of angle these up. Like I said, this is not the official transformation, but this is what I think makes him look the best. We'll get to this whole little upper section here in a minute. Now, you're supposed to slide this and get these out of the way. Kind of like that. You're supposed to slide this whole torso bit. Here, get that out of the way. I mean, it's on a little slidey thing. You're supposed to slide it up, and then this little tab is supposed to fit up inside here, but I think that sucks. So I just push that as far up as I can, and then take this and I actually tab it behind it. It kind of, like I said, not the official transformation, but it's also really stiff. And then just angle that, and then keep that out. And then just fold that up and kind of push it behind the little tab piece, right like so. Position that down. That should kind of hold it up, sort of. Now you're just basically kind of positioning things how you want it to look. Kind of fold this down, fold that back. You can take this section, you can fold this all the way back and fold that up just like so. These arms rotate out. They bend down, and then they actually bend outward there. Rotate this around so that's on the front. Rotate the hand. Do the same on this side. Well, and again, get these little door pieces. You kind of, you really kind of just force them up into random positions. Like so. Rotate that around like that. Like that. You can take these little bits here, these fold inward, like so. And again, that probably, that came out. Position this so it's kind of positioned on an angle so it splits the chest piece just a little bit. And like I said, you're supposed to have this all the way pegged forward, but it doesn't really stay up there very well. I guess you could do it like that. There we go. See how that works. And then kind of angle these. Take this little section. Now you're actually supposed to leave it down like that, but folding it up actually makes him look like he has more of a gut, which is much better looking in my opinion. Kind of. And again, it's, you know, in terms of official transformation, this is probably not it. But this is really the best that you're going to get this guy looking. Here he is in his robot mode, and I really have a lot of problems with this guy. When it comes to his robot mode, it's not too terribly bad. Especially when you have it in this configuration. Now, the official transformation has him looking like this, which really isn't all that much different when you think about it. These just sit a little bit lower. These are a whole lot more forward, exposing this chest bit a little bit more, and these are flat down. And this little section here just kind of dangles downward. And like I said, I mean, the difference really isn't all that much, but you can. I mean, as you're gonna see, take this, just kind of angle these out, angle those out, kind of rotate these around, take these and actually lift these up to the torso bit, fold these back, kind of, sort of, there you go, like that, not the down peg, no. Keep that folded up and angled around, keep that kind of like so. Yeah, that kind of shifted a little bit, didn't it? There you go. Keep it like that. Angle that up. Kind of like so. And I mean, believe it or not, I mean, at least in my opinion, those little subtle changes just kind of fill them out and make them look a lot better. And it's just a much more overall nicer looking figure, and really, in my opinion, looks more accurate to how he looked in the movie. Now, it's in this mode that you really can utilize Steeljaw. This is his little chain. Now, first of all, this is Leadfoot's hand. It doesn't rotate at all at the wrist. It kind of rotates here, so that's automatically a problem that I have with this figure. I hate when the wrists cannot be rotated. It just limits the posability and the things that you can really do. Now, he's got this little, I don't even know what you call it, with a little hole, and it pegs in here on a peg on the inside of his palm, and then you can kind of angle that down, and that's him holding him on a leash. That just looks dumb. I know with the white background it kind of makes this chain hard to see, but you can really see that it just it sits in his hand stupidly. It just pegs into his palm, and that's just really kind of dumb. Now, the other thing that's kind of stupid is when you have a Steeljaw in his missile launcher mode. Again, here's a little handle. You can't have him hold it because the thumb goes up and down like this. It doesn't rotate that way, so it goes up and down. So again, you have to peg it into this hole, which you really can't. I mean, you can see, I mean, there's no clearance. It doesn't reach all the way down because this little bit hits this. So you kind of have to rotate it that way, and that doesn't even peg in there very well. So it's like, how the hell do you hold this? How does he hold this? I don't know how he holds this. It's just completely stupid. Or I guess you can plug him in here to his MechTech port, and okay, so you have an over-the-shoulder cannon. But I mean, really, that's the best that they could come up with. I just think that's really kind of retarded. And then one other thing that it boasts is storage. Well, is it on this side? There's a whole separate secret compartment. Oh, look at that. So you open that up and you put that in there, and it doesn't stay in. No, just put it there, and then okay, there's storage for. That's just retarded. Come on, Hasbro. In general, this figure really does just kind of scream that it was slapped together haphazardly. No, I mean, granted, it doesn't look too terribly bad, but the functionality just really doesn't work very well. Now, much like Roadbuster, he's got the visor thing that you flip this up and then you can hide that, and then you know, kind of, sort of, there you go, and then you just have his eyes there. That looks okay, I guess. His nose kind of makes it look like he's got a more normal mouth, I suppose, but his mouth is actually right below that. and he's kind of got this grumpy kind of face. The head's not too bad. It's got some red paint apps here on the side, and then just kind of this drab grayish plastic. It would definitely look a whole lot better if they painted that head a little bit better. And then you just push this little lever here in the back, push it up, and boom, there's his visor. Now obviously he's got what looks to be kind of a beard thing going on. In terms of his articulation, his head will rotate, you know, left and right. The arms, this is a little bit cumbersome to really kind of do anything with. You kind of have to angle all these little weird shoulder joints to get him to kind of rotate his arms on this angle and get him to clear past these doors. They're not very good, but you got two little joints up here, and then you got kind of this I don't know, elbow joint here, and then this has kind of a elbow joint that lets you move it in and out, I guess, and you can rotate it. As I said, the thumb goes up and down, and then the hands go in and out, which, okay, he does rotate at the waist. His upper hip goes forward and back, in and out. Doesn't rotate up there. Oh, well, yeah, it kind of does. These bits just get in the way. So upper thigh rotation. But again, this is kind of causing problems. You can see it rotate there. He's got two joints, one right there, and then another one at the knee. And then he rotates at the foot. So his articulation isn't terribly bad. I mean, he does lose some points up here in the shoulder area, mostly because just the way that they're designed. It's like I said, it just seems very haphazard. Like just like they rushed it to kind of do it. I almost kind of wish that they did a weaponized version, because then they would be able to cheat a little bit more and make him look a little bit better, in my opinion. As he is now, I mean, it's really not that great. He's got a big old backpack here, and then again, I don't know why you need to have this bend. Maybe you're supposed to put it like that and then have it bend. Also, alternately, they show the transformation having these little things up. Why, I have no idea. I think that looks dumb. I just kind of tuck those under there and hide them. But I really don't know the purpose of having this bend like that. That just, again, seems kind of pointless that they didn't need to do. It's just, the robot mode looks decent. It doesn't look terribly bad. It looks, like I said, pretty accurate. It's just the overall functionality of it just really kind of throws me off. Now, as you can see, when it comes to a size comparison with his other Human Alliance wrecker buddy, the scale is actually pretty accurate, because Leadfoot was kind of the short, fat guy. And this definitely kind of qualifies as being a short, fat guy, especially since this guy was very skinny in the mid area. This guy's a whole lot more bulky, and oops, and a whole lot shorter. Generally speaking, Leadfoot is kind of a letdown. Roadbuster I enjoyed a whole lot more than this guy, and that's really, really very unfortunate. Luckily, I'm not going to be transforming this guy a heck of a lot, and he's pretty much going to stay in this mode, which it doesn't look too bad, as long as you don't play around with it. But now to transform him back, just come around here, kind of lower this, kind of get everything pulled out and just separated. That's really kind of all you do. Pull that out, push that down, pull this back, rotate that around like so, take his head, tuck it down underneath there, fit that in that little cavity, come around here, fold that out, yeah, extend these down. And I know that there's the human aspect. That aspect I think is very stupid, so I'm not even going to bother showing it to you. I'm sorry, especially if you think, you know, oh, you're not doing a complete, honest review. I just think it's a really bad thing, and I don't care to show it to you guys. There are other people that have done it. I just kind of fold these down, rotate these bits back. Again, just kind of get them out of the way. Fold these down like so. So they're bent like that at the elbow. There we go. And then, are you going to rotate back? What are you going to do? You're going to fold down like so. And then just slide this whole assembly. Well, get that kind of right there. Slide that forward, and then you can position all this stuff right there. Kind of keep these up. These wheels you can kind of position back. This you can kind of fold up like so. Rotate this and then just kind of put that there. That's where it's going to go eventually. We're going to come around here to the legs, rotate these around. Take the heel spur, fold that back, just like so. Take the little inner red piece, rotate that around. It usually helps to rotate around first and then fold the front toe bit up just like that. Why, I don't know. So fold that up, rotate this around. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Rotate that out, fold that up just like that. Then you're gonna bend these at both points at the knee, folding them inward. Then you're gonna rotate this bit around, and this section here will tab together, and then you have the back section pretty much done. Do the same on this side. Fold both sections down, rotate this bit around, and then you can tab this together. Now, actually, there's a little bit more of a specific spot. This little here, kind of get this out of the way. This little tab here is going to go into that little hole. So make sure that that lines up, and then you can peg these together properly. There we go. Rotate that around, peg that in, and then you can line up these little bits just like so. Kind of angle those back, and then you have that. Like I said, rotate this around. Probably should have did that first. And then you got it like so, kind of accordion this all the way up. Tab these little bits in like that. You can fold this down. And you can line up these back sections. And this, it really doesn't, I wish that the legs would tab together somehow, but you can't tab them together. So it kind of makes everything held together by these little sections up here, which they hold together very well. It just is kind of, it seems like like something should be connecting the legs here. I don't know. So you get it like that, and then there's a little section right here. There's a little red tab that has to slot into a little section here in the actual window, and then you have that pretty much done. Go ahead and get these out of the way still. This is a little bit of a confusing thing. You need to fold these in, rotate this out, rotate that around, and it'll be folded inward on itself like that. Rotate that around. The hand will come out. Make sure that this section here, the little groove opening, is facing down in the bottom. And then again, get these out of the way. This little section here is kind of a pain in the butt to get lined up. Okay, so as you can see, I have that lined up like so. What you need to do, rotate this around, bend that in like that, rotate that around so it's positioned like this. Then keep this rotated around, but again, keep that opening right there, and then that should just kind of slide in just like that. Come around here to this section, rotate that little bit around, and that will peg in or pull out, whatever. Peg that in, kind of push that in. So that's how you should have, and then just kind of smush everything in there nice and tight. So basically that's what you have left. Sort of. Come around here, you can rotate these wheels back over here, kind of get these little bits out of the way. Just fold those down, fold that down, fold that down. These little bits here will kind of tab together, kind of slot that inside there. Do that on this side as well. Then kind of angle this, bring this down, kind of push all that together so that kind of lines everything up just like so. Take these doors, and this is why you have to keep the open section here, because these now swivel up here and take that position right inside there, so you have it nice and snug. Do the same on this side, fold that up, again kind of squeeze everything, lift these little mesh plates on both sides, close the door, and then you have the little tab and the little tab and the little hole. Line that up, push that together, again kind of squeeze everything in. Yeah, see, that popped out, there we go. Then tab that in just like so, and here you have Leadfoot back in his vehicle mode. Now, all in all, I really can't tell you to go out and get this figure. The vehicle mode is really nice. It nicely replicates what a NASCAR looks like. Steeljaw, it would have been nice if we could have gotten him into an engine that could store, or at least maybe store up inside this big hollow section right here. The Human Alliance figure, it's a little dude. It's nothing spectacular. I mean, we're kind of used to it. And the generic look for the race car drivers, it's kind of lame. At least with some of the other ones, they actually got names, and you had Spike and Michaela, and, that was okay. Then they just started giving us random drivers, which, whatever. But the really best part about this is the vehicle mode. The transformation, at least the official transformation, is utter crap. It's really not fun to do at all. And then the robot mode only looks good if you mistransform him. The official transformation and the official look of the robot mode really is pretty lame. Overall, in general, this is a very underwhelming figure. And to date, probably is, in my opinion, the worst of all the Human Alliance figures that we've gotten. Unless you're a really big Wreckers fan from the movie, and only you're going to keep him in his robot mode or his vehicle mode, it's hard for me to tell people to go out and buy this thing. I mean, it's your money, do what you want with it, but I think there's so much else out there that's a whole lot better. And since we really don't have any kind of confirmation if Topspin is going to get a Human Alliance version, Roadbuster might be the only one that you really need to pick up. But that's it, guys. So thank you for tuning in, and until next time, this has been Optibotimus. I'll talk to you later.